Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking out another one of my videos, or my first video if it's your first. Right now, it's solar noon, and I'm outside. It's freezing. It's December 16th, 2017, and we're about a week away from the winter solstice, which is basically the longest, or actually the shortest days of the year. And after that, the days are going to become longer again. The energy from the sun is going to become, I guess, more abundant or more comfortable. And days are going to, I guess, be more, happier to other people. I appreciate it as it comes. I'm going to love it as it is unconditionally. But the temperature out here right now, I'm trying to get my divine energy. I'm trying to get my sunshine still. I'm trying to get my cold, because I appreciate that too. The temperature right now, it's 19 degrees Fahrenheit. It's -7 degrees Celsius, so it's pretty cold. But fortunately for me, the wind's not blowing, so it's not that bad. And the sun's trying to peek out. It's real cloudy, but it's okay. It's a beautiful thing, and I love it as it is, unconditionally. All right, so today, or right now in this video, I'm going to talk about something that is and has been in my blind side for quite some time, just like a lot of other things. Nowadays, at this point in my life, I'm coming to realizations about understanding myself and realizing the full potential within myself. All right, so I'm going to talk about, if you don't already know, if you haven't seen the title of my video, I'm going to talk about hair. All through my life, I never realized how, I just thought hair. And when I say hair, I'm talking about hair on my head, and maybe even hair on my face. I never really thought more about hair. I didn't think hair had, any real significance other than just a way to show, I guess, my uniqueness, to look good. I just thought it was for looks. I didn't think it was for anything more than that. But now, after looking deeper, and after reflecting on periods throughout my life, I've come to realize that hair it's probably, I think it carries more importance, a lot more importance to that, and I'll explain. All right, so the particular focus of this video, as far as hair goes, I'm going to talk about the psychological aspects of hair, and what hair means psychologically. I think hair is much more deeper than psychological, but psychology is one aspect of us and our nature and our being. So that's what I'm going to focus on in this video. And I'm going to, I guess, give you a brief overview of myself and my experiences throughout my life with hair, and the different phases that I went through, and what I did with my hair in those phases, and so you can understand my feelings about hair and my mental, psychological transformations of myself and with my hair, and how they coincided with one another. All right, and I'm also going to talk about, I guess, history of other cultures and their experiences with hair and what hair meant to them psychologically. All right, so I'll start by talking about myself. Throughout my life, hair, I'll start with my teenage years. Throughout my teenage years, hair was really important to me. I really loved my hair. Even as a kid, as a child, I really loved my hair. Hair was really important to me. But at that time, I loved it, but I just saw it as more of an ornament, not really something that could move me forward, something that could connect me to everything and make me see the deeper meanings, feelings, qualities, intricacies of life. But that's how I feel now. I think it carries far deeper implications, and that's why I'm making this video, and I'm going to make many more. All right, so during my teenage years, I kept and I maintained long hair, and during this time, I had lots of strong feelings, passions, emotions within me, and they were really, really deep. And all this time, I had my hair, and of course, I was a teenager, so I was having like an identity crisis. Like, I didn't know who I was supposed to be. I was basically looking for the person that I thought I should be, to, I guess, later grow up and become in my life later on. All right, so at this time, I was really, really connected to my feelings, to my emotions in a really deep way. I just didn't really know what to do with them, just as probably most other teens in life. And later in my teens, at 18, my late teens, I enlisted into the military. And when you enlist into the military, of course, you have to cut your hair off. And what they tell you is that it's for you, the purpose is so that you can look neat and so that you can be uniform, just like all the other members of the military. You can be one unit, you can be one team. It brings you all together. But what I'm realizing now, and even I kind of knew then, was that it was a way to strip you of your identity, to make you forget who you were and make you forget who you are, so that they can give you a new identity, so that you can be more controllable. Basically, so they can turn you into the robot that they need you to be, because in the military, they just want a person following orders, not questioning orders, just doing what is told to you. That's part of being in the military. That's what the military is all about. That's how it works. And at this time, of course, I did lose my identity. I lost myself within it, and I kind of turned robotic. Just like they wanted. I guess it worked. And after my military service, I went back into the civilian world within my country in the U.S. And I noticed like a huge disconnect from the people, from my feelings. I felt really numb to a lot of, to everything, to just the outside world, and it kind of made me shut down. And at this time, I started growing my hair back again, but I was pretty lost. And at this time, I enrolled in college, and I began to, I guess, learn and study, and I guess recreate a new identity that I had lost from, I guess, going to the military. I mean, the military gave me experiences that I used foundationally to live my life now, which were helpful, but like as far as my feelings and my deep intuitions and just the deep down emotional aspect of myself, I kind of lost that. And I was beginning to get this back during this time of my life. I'm in college, and I'm studying and I'm learning more about the world and things like this, and I rebuilt myself, rebuilt my psyche, and I gained, I guess, some of my emotions back. I had new experiences. And after this, I graduated college, and then I guess went to my second career, or my third career, because I worked during my college years. And in order to pursue this third career as a teacher, I decided that it would be best, in order for me to get a job, to cut my hair off once again. So after growing my hair for like 6 or 7 years, I cut it back off again in order to pursue getting a job, because I thought it would make me more competitive. And again, even though I did move to a different place, new environment, new people, and that carries, I guess, it erases identity also, because it's new, you're making new adaptations, and you kind of don't know what to do. But I also had the same loss of identity again. Like I kind of lost my feelings. I lost my connect connection with the people and just with myself, mostly emotionally and passionately, and my feelings, which are really important. Feelings give you a great deal of information. Feelings aren't just feelings. They tell you where you are, and they orient you. Feelings mean a lot. They're not just you and just not being able to control your emotions. Feelings are they are information. Well, fast forward into now, today, the future, the present. I began to, study and learn about hair, like in the past, in the history of other people and other cultures, and what hair meant to them, and the significance of it. Because nowadays I'm looking deeper. I'm trying to find out more about myself through getting information about other people, because other people are me, I'm them. They're a mirror of what I see, what I feel. So I learn about myself through studying other people, and also, learning about history. But what I found was, which, you could take it with a grain of salt. I don't know how true it is, but it was informative. It did lead me in some good directions. What I found was, through my studies and through my searching about this stuff, was, an example, the Mongolians, or Genghis Khan, like a great conqueror in Asia. Like, from what I read, he went to China. He conquered parts of China, and of course, conquerors, when they conquer a people, a nation, a culture, of course, it's not going to be easy to do. The people are not going to easily forget who they are. They're not going to erase their identities, and they're going to resist every chance they get. And Genghis Khan and his people, his army, his group of conquerors, they knew this, or he knew this, and what he did was, he knew that he would have to do something to erase their individuality, their culture, make them basically forget who they are. Because if you make someone forget who they are, you erase their identity, their culture, and stuff like this, they're easier to control. And then you can instill your way of thinking into them. Whether that way of thinking is better or worse, it doesn't matter. A person or a people or a group is easier to control if you erase their identity. And one way that they knew to erase these people's identity, particularly the women, was to cut their hair off. So they got a lot of the women, probably men too, to cut their hair off. And this, desensitized them to who they were, or who they felt they were. So now they were easier to control. Remember what I was telling you about myself, my experiences in the military and throughout my life? It's very similar. The military, I was easier to control because they made me cut my hair off. They made me cut off my part of my identity. All right, so that's one example of psychological effects of hair, and it stripping away your identity and making you forget who you are, and you losing your disconnect with the world, everything around you, and just basically the inner core of your being. Another example. From a story, very pretty popular story that I've seen on the internet quite a bit. I don't know how true it is, but it looks like it's true. It looks, you can look it up for yourself if you get a chance. During the Vietnam War era, the United States, of course, they invaded Vietnam, and they went in. It was just a really, really tough war of attrition. It was going back and forth, and the Vietnamese put up a really, really good fight. Some even say that they won that war. Well, during this time, America took it to the Vietnamese soil, and they went in, and of course they had a very difficult time fighting them on their native soil, because they lived there. This is their home. They know everything about it. It's going to be really difficult to go in someone's home and try to fight them, because it's their home. They know everything about this home, and you're at a major disadvantage. And the United States, they realized this, so what they did was they looked within the U.S. culture, and they looked for people who would be able to help them, I guess, navigate such terrain and hunt well in a natural setting. And what they found was, or what they learned, or what they figured out was that, the Native Americans are, people that are very in tune with nature. So they went to, I guess, Native American reservations or lands, and they recruited some of the best hunters and the best, the people who were really good at hunting, and they were really in touch with nature, and they really knew how to, I guess, navigate environments and feel through natural terrains. And they enlisted these Native American people into the military, and they got the best of the best, and they enlisted them into the military. And of course, they gave the Native Americans U.S. military issued haircuts. They basically cut their hair off. And like shortly thereafter, what they realized was that the Native Americans lost their hunting, tracking, and sensing abilities. Before they had like supernatural hunting and sensing abilities, but they had lost this. And the military, they didn't know like what was going on, like how'd they lose their abilities. And then later they came to realize that something that they changed about them was that they got them to cut their hair off. So after coming to this realization, they re-enlisted more of these super hunters, super trackers, and they then learned that they were able to hunt, and they were able to track, and they were able to feel, and they never lost their abilities. Well, most of them didn't. Some of them did, which I think the few that didn't lose their abilities, I think it was purely psychological. But I think the ones that kept their abilities, it was because of the psychological aspect, and it was because of them losing their outer sensory organ, the hair. That's what I'm going to call it, an outer sensory organ that connects you to the universe, to the world, to your deeper feelings, your deeper emotions, and the emotions do carry information. So those are, I guess, two examples. I don't know how accurate these two examples really are, but I do know that they have some truth in them, and they drive my point of the importance of hair and it connecting us to everything, and in particularly in this video, psychologically, the psychological aspects of it, how it changes you as a person. So I made this video, I guess, to explain another way we can connect ourselves to what's real, to nature, to the universe, to the environment, to other people, to other beings, and I guess become more sensitive to everything, and which will ultimately allow us to reach our potentials, because we can feel the world and understand the world and just be the best us, a higher us as possible as we can be. And part of that is through hair, and I guess not interfering with that and taking care of it and learning how it works, so that we can work in harmony with it, so we can gain all this heavenly information, energy, and just spirituality that it has to offer to us. And in later videos, I'm going to talk about, I guess, the engineering, the energetic engineering of hair, to help us understand it. Like I did that with the eyeball in my sun gazing video. I talked about the energetic components of the eyeball and what they do with sunlight to help us understand like how sun gazing works, so that we can the better we understand it, the more we can be in harmony with it and use it to its fullest potential. And I think hair is no different. Also, in later videos, I plan to talk about I guess ways we can take care of our hair. I guess maybe even grow more of it, or grow a higher quality of it, in order to be more in harmony with it and get the benefits that come through having it. And I'll also, I guess, talk about in the future about detrimental things that strip our hair of these powers that it may or may not have, which I deep down inside feel that it has power, which is why I'm doing these videos. I deep down feel it. Deep down in my bones, deep within my spirit, my heart, I feel that it carries great importance, which is why I am projecting this energy to you. So please stay tuned and stay connected with me, because I'm going to go deeper into this, and I think it's going to be really, really interesting. And if you haven't seen, or you don't, this is your first video you've seen of me, I talk about a lot of things in relation to nature, our intuitions, the universe, the world, all these connections, spirituality, and just raising our consciousness and just being a greater us. And a lot of things I talk about, they're related to science, they're related to spirituality, they're just related to a lot of things around us, and I think the information is pretty good. So please check out my channel, grow with me, join me, please contribute to the knowledge that I give to you by, I guess, giving comments to me, because like your one thought could trigger like a million thoughts from within me, and in saying that, I need your help. I need your energy. I need your comments. So if you want to stay connected with me, you want to take this journey with me, please subscribe. Please like my video. Please comment. I thank you so much. And again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking me out. And I love you so much. You love yourself. And I'll see you in the future, hopefully. Thank you. I'm out.